Hello and welcome to the Hobbyman UK channel. Today on my workbench I have a WE G17, which is basically a Glock 17. This is their version of it. It closely relates to the Tokyo Marui version of the Glock 17, so you can, if you wish, use some of the Tokyo Marui upgradable parts for the internals in here, though personally I don't think you need to. I think the gun itself works fine. I know many people who've had WE Glock 17s for a number of years and not had any issues, and nor need the requirements to upgrade the internals. But you can if you wish, and if something was to break, at least you know there's plenty of parts out there that will fit this particular pistol. Being WE, it does feature a metal top slide, unlike the Tokyo Marui, which obviously with Tokyo Marui pistols they're all plastic slides. As a Glock, the bottom part is obviously plastic polymer, like the real world counterpart. The pistol itself, this airsoft version, comes with one magazine in the box. The pistol itself came inside this plastic wrapping, and it does come with a nice set of instructions. Instructions show you a couple of photographs there of the pistol itself, explaining the various parts of the pistol. Some instructions, some nice drawings there of showing how to take the top slide off, remove the spring and the inner barrel, and obviously a breakdown there of all the various components that make up the pistol. So it's quite nice, and obviously there's nice drawings you always get at the back of these instructions about not shooting yourself in the face and not shooting other people, unless it's obviously in an airsoft game environment. Now, the pistol itself, I had one of these a number of years ago. I'd say probably about 6 years ago, and I think that's around the time that I think WE brought out Glock 17s, but I could be wrong. Please correct me in the comments if I am. I had it for probably about a year. I never had an issue with it, and I regrettably sold it on to buy something else. I wish I hadn't, and I've sort of been, I don't know why, but meaning to get another Glock again, certainly the Glock 17, and I was very fortunate recently to win this one in a raffle at my local game site, which a description of that will be in the details below. And yeah, so like I say, the pistol comes with one magazine in the box, the pistol itself, and the instructions. So we'll have a look at the pistol itself. As a Glock, plastic polymer bottom, and obviously being closely resembling to the real world part, WE have gone with a metal slide. With these particular with Glock pistols in here, there's a safety that's built into the trigger itself, which is in the center, so brushing past the actual trigger and putting it into a holster, you know, the pistol's not going to go off. But you either like Glocks or you don't. That's the way the safety is on here. There is an additional safety here, which is where the traditional serial number is, and you push this forward and it will lock the trigger completely. The downside is, in the heat of battle, if you've put that on, you may forget to take that off, and you're there fumbling away with your nail trying to release the safety. So yeah, as long as you're pretty confident that you're not going to be sticking your finger in there, then you shouldn't have any issues. There's no issues of pulling this pistol in and out of a holster and it going off at all. Because like I say, you've got to have your finger in there and pull back on all of it for the pistol to shoot. Okay. Now, sights. Early versions of this gun, I found, certainly years ago, I had issues with the sights being not very well printed and not very, a bit wonky. This one is perfect, spot on. That front sight there is dead center and very effective. I've no issues at all. Yeah, it's whether or not something that's improved from say 5-6 years ago, I don't know, but yeah, no issues at all. Markings themselves, like I say, WE on here, so none of the correct markings that you would expect on a Glock 17. But you know, if you're looking for a good starter gun, for instance, I mean, if you're coming into airsoft, you can get one of these for sort of £80 to £100. I would highly recommend these, providing you like Glocks, obviously, as a pistol to come into airsoft. But really, even if you've been playing airsoft for a number of years, there's no reason not to have a Glock, if you like Glocks, that is. And that's one of the reasons I'm very happy to have this one in my collection as well, because I do like Glocks. And this is, in my opinion, one of the best Glocks out there, certainly for the price point. For £80 to £100 in the UK, you can't go wrong. I will quickly show you it firing and demonstrate. Obviously I've checked this gun over, so there's no BBs in it and there's nothing in the magazine. So firing it, let's cock it first of all. I'm hoping I've got gas in here. Yeah, there we go. So it locks back because obviously the magazine has emptied. There's no more BBs in there. and obviously you can release the slide there, the slide release, and we'll take the magazine out. So the magazines feature some nice imitation round numberings there. And like I say, I would load the magazine by pulling the follower all the way back and loading it that way. So I put the BBs in there and let them fall down. So yeah, the only thing I would say is the plastic of the follower, which is obviously pushing the BBs up, I don't think is quite as good as the Tokyo Marui magazines or the plastics they use. No, I've been fortunate not having one broken, but I've known some that have dropped these magazines and these have cracked. So just be careful with your magazines. But maybe just the plastic's not quite up there. But you know, I've not had an issue. But I do know of people accidentally breaking them. But anyway, so the pistol itself, like I say, magazine release is there, and your slide release is there. Now these two switches here, or releases I should say, which feature on both sides, are to release the top slide. So you pull them down on both sides at the same time. Hopefully I can do this on camera. You push forward and off it pops. So there you go. It's showing all the internals there. And like I say, these are all upgradable with Tokyo Marui's upgradable parts for their version of the Glock 17. As you can see. And your hop-up adjustment is there. And it does work, because I've tried it on various grades of BBs, from 2s, 2.5s and 2.8s. No issue, and I find this most effective on .25s. I tend to run most of my pistols on 2.5s, and yeah, I've had no problems with this. Shoots very accurately, and hopefully in the summer, when the weather's better, we can get out on the range and I can show you the sort of distances these shoot. But yeah, as a close, even for for close quarter battle scenarios in buildings, a great sidearm for snipers. Yeah, hopefully that's picking up on the camera. Right, putting that back on. The only thing I would say is, with the metal side, and I would say with the paint coating on here, is it's going to wear. Certainly holstering it and putting it in and out of holster, it's going to wear this. And as you can see, being a new pistol, there is no wear on here, and you will get wear on this part here as this slides back and forth. But it adds to the weathering effect, and it's you're crazy if you think your pistol is going to stay immaculate forever, because it won't. But that's that's part and parcel of Airsoft, and for that matter, the real world really. But yeah, nice grip, nice texture. Yeah, I think for the price, you just cannot go wrong with these Glock 17s from WE. They're fantastic and easy to pick up extra magazines if you require them. And yeah, I mean, I would fire this on green gas. I've had no issues. Certainly the current weather temperature in the UK is about, we've had a sunny weekend so far, but it's about, I suppose, 10 centigrade, I suppose. But I've had no issues with these magazines on green gas. If it gets much colder, then you may have to, go for something with a CO2 magazine. But yeah, so that's the WE Glock 17. Oh, I should mention that you can get probably actually about 2 magazines worth of BBs out of this, no problem. I've had about 2.5 magazines worth out on green gas in reasonable weather. So yeah, so no different than most of the pistols out there. So yeah, so that's it. G series, or the Glock 17 from WE, a great starter pistol, and for those who haven't had a Glock and are looking to get a Glock 17, I highly recommend this one. And like I said before, I won't really feature things on the channel that aren't worth buying, because it's not worth, in my opinion, watching a video anyway. And like I said, I was very fortunate to win this in a raffle, especially that I was looking to buy one of these again anyway. So fantastic news. And yeah, so I'll see you in another video, and hopefully we'll have another gameplay video coming up soon. And thanks very much, and see you again. Bye bye.